Um, Great, thank you. So now, Liz, how did you get into the gold and silver business?
Well, basically, I was actually home with my son, and I always was connected with like the Jewish Russian because I worked with them when I was in high school. So one of my friends asked me, he was like, "Oh, you ready to go back to work? I actually have so I have two companies that actually wanna hire someone." So I was either gonna work. I don't know if you guys know Jacob the jeweler, that he was making like the watches and stuff in the 90s. So he was one of the ones that wanted to hire me, and so was this company. So basically, I went to this company first for the interview, and they fell in love with me. As soon as I got home, I didn't have a cell. No one had cell phones yet. So as soon as I got home, I had a voicemail that they wanted to hire me, and they only hired through reference, obviously, because they're such a they're dealing with high volumes of money and commodity. So they hired me like literally on the spot. So I started working with them, and it was just so interesting. And I've always tried to just give my knowledge to everyone else. But it's, you could take the horse to the water, but you have to drink. You have to have the horse want to drink the water.
Right.
So that's basically how I got into it. It was just through a reference, and I love the business ever since. And I wish everyone else would Spanish, Latinos. I'm Latina. I'm Dominican. And black, and us, we would invest more because our parents didn't teach us to do these things. Whites and Chinese, all these people are taught how to get there and how to do things. In our communities, they don't really teach us. Everyone's on survival mode. Right. And no one really teaches anyone to invest. And it bothers me because we have so much opportunities. There's so many programs out there for us that we could take advantage of, and no one really does take advantage of them. And this is one of the things that, instead of buying a pair of sneakers, you buy this, and in the long run, it's going to be worth more than those sneakers. And, and I try to, so that's basically how I got into it. And I love it because it's just something that we live every day. This is stuff that we're using, and we don't even realize it.
Right, right.
And someone else is providing it for us, actually,
Got it. What I remember when you said something, how you were trying to get your family members to just get into the business of purchasing. And the feedback and the negativisms that you were getting from them.
Yeah, because everyone's scared. Everyone's working hard for their money. They're working a 9 to 5. They're paying a rent. They're paying this. They're paying that. They barely have enough money to save or to invest. So they're scared, to make a wrong investment, but any investment is not a wrong investment if it's something that you're holding with you, you're holding this commodity with you. It's something that you're holding with you. It's not like you're trading it in the stocks and you could lose it tomorrow. This is something that you actually have under your pillow if you want to sleep with it under your pillow. Right. And God forbid something happens, the banks close, everything, you have something. Right. And that's what I try to tell my family. But my family, like I said, a lot of people are scared. My dad trusts more of the real estate because he lives in the house. So he prefers to buy the house, and because he knows that's just security, because he knows he lives in the house. But it's like, oh, let me buy another house. Let me buy another house. To him, it's scary for him to do these things because he doesn't want to lose. But in order for you to gain more, to make more money, you gotta take a chance and do it. And when I told my dad to start investing, gold was at $400. Right now, gold is at $1,900, $1,800. My dad would have made a serious profit. And this is probably, and I'm talking about a small number, $5,000. He would have tripled the money in less than 10 years.
Right.
He just didn't want to, he's scared. And I get it. It's okay because, it's not like he's, investing with drug money and, you make it easy and, you don't care about it. And I get it. And I understand, it's hard to save $10,000, but we have to start somewhere, and, and that's where I try to explain to my dad. And now my dad is like, wow, I should have listened to you, I would have made some serious money.
Right.
The banks aren't giving us that money. The banks aren't giving us that commission at all. They're not giving us that interest,
correct.
At all.
Correct. Not at all. How do you feel about people who are afraid of building wealth and who are afraid of going out on the limb and breaking away from the crowd?
How do I feel? I feel like like I said, it's all the way we were raised. And that's where it all boils down to. You know, like now the millennial kids, like they're quick to invest $500 on a stock. And you see them all trading and all doing this. The way, like the old school, like the way we were raised to be safe. And it's always, you know, or to have the newest thing, you know, and no one was really taught to do these things. And you know, now these kids are taking these risks and they're making this money. They're sitting home making money.
Right, right,
But our generation, like the, you know, in the 70s and the 60s, the 80s, you know, everyone was working a 9 to 5, you know, the janitors, you know, you were doing essential workers. Most of, you know, you came to this country to work and to make a living and to have the American dream was the house. You know, it wasn't invest into something, or they weren't telling any of that. Everybody wanted to just, you know, let me buy a house, you know, like I speak about it, nothing against, you know, like, you know, low income, but a lot of this stuff, low income, you know, people don't want to get out of the system and they're keeping everyone trapped in the system by giving us pennies.
right,
And I
right,
have so much family that's living in the, and, you know, and they complain, but I'm like, you have to understand, this is supposed to be just a boost to get out of it. But they
right,
stay there because it's just comfortable and they're scared to take a move. And that should be an opportunity for you to save as much money and buy your property.
right,
Use
right,
it as an opportunity to save and to get out of the system. This is what they're doing. They keep us, everyone in the system, because it just works for them. That's how this government steals money.
right,
And and these are things like I don't like really talking about it because it's scary to me, because I don't want to get, you know, in trouble. Like, you know, I know a lot of, you know, Biggie, Tupac, all they used to talk about all these things and they got killed.
right, right.
You know, and that's what I'm trying to say. Like, you know, when you want to raise awareness, you know, you're trying to raise awareness, but just certain people listen, certain people, like, you know, certain people get to their ears and they don't want people to be smart. They don't want people to learn.
Right, right.
They want to keep people suppressed.
Yeah,
But
what it is those who hear it and understand it get it. Those who don't just don't get it, which is totally understandable.
no, it's understandable, but just putting the word out there and just speaking about it, you know, over and over, at one point you're going to hear somebody else saying it, or
Right,
one point someone else is going to just say something, and you're going to be like, wow, you know, I did hear this 10 years ago. You
right,
know, why didn't I listen? But it's okay. Like I said, the process for everyone is different. But just like I say, just, you know, $20, you know, we spend $20, we spend $100 on dinner, which is not even enough for two people, $100 nowadays. And if you say, you know what, I'm not gonna do dinner this weekend, let me just, you know, spend the $200 on whatever, you know, on an investment, or, you know, on, and it's not even gold, it's just anything, on saving for your future, you know, on saving to leave something, and, you know, for us, and having something that we have, that we own, you know, not
correct,
that they own us.
correct, correct, correct.
Hmm.
So let's get into the process of purchasing.
Okay.
What do you suggest we should do? The very first person that has never purchased any precious metals, what is the
Uh-huh.
first thing that they should do?
The first thing you should do is, you know, save up enough of money as you can. You know, come in, you know, like I said, you can come in with $30, $40 and buy an ounce of silver, which is totally fine. I'll take care of you. You'll get it, and it's fine. If that's how you want to start, it's fine. But just, you know, I really recommend usually to buy it cash. Why? Because you just stay under the radar. No one will have your information in the system. But if you have a substantial amount that, you know, from a lawsuit, and you got $20,000 and you want to and invest it, go ahead and buy with a check. You save yourself 4% on the whole total purchase. On $20,000, it's just worth you actually buying it with a check. If you're making an investment of less than $1,000, it just doesn't pay to do it on a check, because you have to pay taxes on anything over $1,000, on anything under $1,000, because it's considered a luxury, not an investment.
Got it,
The
got
way
it.
the government has it. So, like I said, if you're buying anything under 1,000, it's best for you to buy it cash. If you're making a nice investment of more than $1,000, I would recommend just buy it on a check. or Zelle, you know, I think $2,000 is the limit a day. And you save yourself 4% on the whole purchase, which on $2,000, it's a nice amount. It could be, you know, it's almost 100, like $200, which you could buy silver with that extra money instead of buying it cash. But yeah, I mean, hello?
Yes, we're here. Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead. No, good.
Yes, so that's basically like, you know, it's pretty easy. You know, I don't like when you're paying cash, you know, you need an ID to get into the building, but you don't need an ID if you're buying it cash. If you're buying it with a check or a wire or with Zelle, I do need I do need the information just to generate an invoice, and then we just you know, they want us to know our customers. Is the government coming to my location to get our documents? No. But if you do have an issue with whatever, or, you know, that something happens, you know, there's an investigation, then they might come to our office to see if it's true that you were there and, you know, whatever. But let's not even think that far ahead. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But that's the only way that they would come and seize our documents. Just if there's some legal, something going on that they need to seize our documents for any which reason. If you have a problem with the, you know, with the IRA, or not with the IRA, with like sorry,
IRS.
correct, like the IRS or something like that, that they would have all detectives. Like I've had detectives come to my office, but then again, you know, these guys were using, you know, they were using checks and, you know, fake stuff, you know, and stealing. So obviously they're coming to our office to see what checks, to see the cameras, to see who was it that came in, you know.
Okay,
But
we don't do that.
no, I'm just giving an example on why, you know, because some people are scared to give their information because they feel like it's going to be like in the I think it was the 1930s, where they were going to people's houses and they were seizing people's gold and silver,
Yes, correct.
you know. And but the population was a, totally less. It was less than, you know, we still had horses and carriages back then.
Got
So
it.
there was less people in the, you know, but they were going into people's homes and stealing it. So that's when people started burying their gold, because even if they went into all their, you know, into their stuff, they would never find it into their, you know, into their houses. So that's when people started burying their gold. And but, you know, like I said, you know, right now, and this is only, you know, this is only one of the things that, you know, that just that, yeah, that works for everyone. And it's something that you could do little by little, you know, as an investment. And you're holding something, you know, you have something in hand.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna open up the room for questions.
Okay.
And we thank you so much. But before
Of
we do
course.
that, Raul, can you do me a favor? If it's okay with you, can you tell the story of what you did with was it your mother-in-law, the gift you gave her?
Oh,
Tell that story real quick.
can I be heard?
Yes.
First of all, I just want to give you mad props, man. You introduced us to precious metals and purchasing precious metals in one of your master classes. So forever, I always like, yo, I'm always talking about this and trying to get people to do this as well. Basically, what I started doing after the master class, or during the master class, is we went into, myself and a few other members went in together or individually to purchase metals. And what we started doing is, for celebrations and gifts, we started purchasing precious metals and giving it to family members, loved ones, as gifts. And I encourage people, if they're gifting me anything, do that. Purchase precious metals. So we've been doing that for the last, what year? No, it's been since COVID shut down, probably a year and a half or so. And yeah, almost 2 years. And it's just been interesting.
That's amazing. That's
I don't know if you remember me.
I don't know. I mean, if I see you at the, you know, I'll remember, but I do remember everyone. Honestly, I'm good with faces. With names, I'm not.
It's okay. Man, I brought so many people in. A lot of my family members. My nephew graduated college. He came down. We took him in. And I'm still purchasing stuff. You're probably gonna see me in the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm really excited to start back.
Yeah, go. I mean, like It's
Go ahead.
amazing. That's amazing.
You guys need to have weekend hours, man.
Yeah, weekend hours, because I definitely need to bring my children. My son is excited to purchase his first piece. It's just about the time. But hi, everyone. I'm LaQuania, so I'm going to stop the recording now so we can start the Q&A session and everyone can get into their questions and Liz can feel comfortable asking questions because this is a safe space. So
Before you end it, let me say that, Liz, on record, I appreciate everything you've done for me, everything you've done for us. And we were, the very first time when you first make a purchase, you're nervous and you're scared because you've never done it before. But you answered all of our questions. You were patient with us. And I know sometimes it was kind of tedious, but you were there and you helped us along the way. And this is why I keep coming back. This is why we keep coming back, because we are familiar with you and we like the way you handle us, knowing that we're new at this, so you're not going to do anything to us that's going to harm us. So I just want to say, I want to thank you for coming on the call. I want to thank you for
Of course.
us again. You're going to see us so much more. So I just wanted to share that with you. So
Okay.
I want to thank you. And we're going to actually shut the recording off. We're going to technically say goodbye.